Good morning, folks. I am on 150 East in Illinois, and I'm heading to Pyramid State Park. Never been here before. It's a brand new trip for me, brand new lake. Heard a lot about it. Wanted to come over here, but just haven't made that trip. So today's the day. I don't really know what I'm getting into. Did a little research online. From what I could tell, it's some old strip mining pits that were shut down, and I guess a lot of times the strip mine pits, they hit springs and they'll end up filling up. Not sure if that's what happened or if they just left them and they just naturally filled up. But there's 25, 26 lakes on this state forest ground, and I think the biggest one is like 250 acres. I'll leave that information below. And they don't all have boat ramps. I think there's about 5 or 6 that have boat ramps out of those 20 plus. So I've kind of picked one that I'm going to go try to get on. It's called Boulder Lake, and I don't know if there's actually a boat ramp on it or not. I saw one map that showed a boat ramp, and then you go to the DNR site and they don't really tell you. Then there's another site that says it doesn't have a ramp on that particular lake. So the information's not really that clean on this place, but I'm just gonna make it there, and it may take me a little bit of time to figure out which lakes I can get on. I looked at Google Earth, and the Boulder Lake, it sure looks like it's got a boat ramp on it. There's a little dock, and I see a little concrete area that goes down to the lake, but there's a lot of tree growth around the lake, so I couldn't tell definitively if there was a boat ramp. I did see a couple boats on the lake on Google Earth, so either people are dragging them in there or there's a boat ramp. But we're gonna go check it out. If that lake doesn't work, we're gonna go look at another one. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Probably not gonna be there till looking like probably 8 o'clock now. I was wanting to be there at 7:30. It's about an hour and a half drive from the house. Beautiful morning, sun shining. It's gonna be hot today. It's gonna be mid-90s. Right now we got 68 degrees. It feels great out here, but that's gonna change. Bluebird skies. Doesn't look like there's gonna be any wind today, so probably not the greatest conditions to go do a new lake or go check out a new lake. But it's my day off. I'm gonna go over here, and this is just kind of an exploratory adventure that's going on here. This is going to be the next episode in my lesser known series. I had a couple guys leave comments on my channel. They asked me if I'd ever been there. One guy even said he was waiting for me to go over there so he can find out if it's worth his time. Not sure if I'm a good litmus test on that, but we shall see. At least you'll get some footage of the lake and know what it looks like, what you're getting into. So stay tuned, guys. Come along with the adventure, for the adventure, and we'll have some fun. Hey, we got Smokey the Bear in the house. It's always a good sign. Safety first. All right, I made it to the main office here. I'm gonna get one of these little park info and camping envelope map thingies. Okay, we made it to Boulder Lake. Pretty decent roads back here. You pass about, I don't know, 5 or 6 lakes on the way in here. I decided to try Boulder Lake, and it looks like there's a boat ramp here, so I got lucky. The water's pretty clear. Let's go down here and have a look at it. I kind of need to look at this boat ramp too. It looks really shallow. I'm probably gonna have to get my rope out to launch. One thing that makes me nervous about lakes that I've never been to is you don't know what's out there when you're running around. So I may just put the trolling motor down and kind of get a feel for things first before I fire up the motor and take off running across the lake. It's called Boulder Lake, so there could be boulders in the lake, just going off the name. And definitely don't want to hit a boulder because there's nobody here. I'm out here by myself. It's beautiful out here though. And this water is really clear. It's a neat looking lake though. Got a little bit of mats here and there. Got some islands. I'm already seeing three little small islands. A lot of cover close to the water, a lot of overhanging trees. Looks like there's gonna be plenty of stuff to flip. We'll see. I don't know how the clear water is gonna come into play, but it doesn't look like it's very deep though. So we're gonna get out there and get after it, and I'm excited. Lake is very quiet. I noticed it has a 14-18 slot limit, one bass over 18. I'm hoping that's because there's big fish in here. I don't know, but it's pretty dead out here. Trying to stay positive and go out and have fun. Looks like it's deeper than what I thought. This bank over here, this side of the lake, it drops off really quick. The water's down about 2 feet, but it's down everywhere right now. Haven't had much rain in a while. So let's get after it. Man, the grass is deep in this lake. Check this out. Guys, I'm not sure about Boulder Lake. Been out here for about an hour and a half, and I've had about 4 bites. One of them was about a 10-inch bass, the other was about a 6-inch bass. And I'm just not seeing a lot of fish. It's just really dead out here. I'm seeing a few little bait fish flicker every now and then, but I really haven't seen anything blow up other than some bluegill. So I think I didn't pick the right lake for this, but I plan on coming back and I'm gonna fish more of these little ponds because they're really nice looking. It's quiet, there's nobody around. It's hot though, it's 90 degrees. There's no breeze at all. I'm sweating. So I'm just gonna tough it out and see if I can get on a bite here. Okay, Boulder Lake was a bust. It was dead from the beginning. I almost didn't even put in. It just didn't feel right. So I fished for, geez, probably 3 hours. And I never even really I got a couple bites, but I wasn't seeing any fish. It's just dead out here. It's a cool looking lake. It's got a lot of kind of nasty grass and a lot of dredges, you know, where there's little humps and stuff out there, up and downs. But other than bluegill, I didn't see a whole lot. So I'm gonna go check out this lake called Super Lake. It's about 15 minutes from here. It's kind of on the way back, and I should have a couple hours to fish there once I get there. So stay tuned. Hopefully it's a lot better. Well, we made it. Much nicer looking lake. Big lake, really big lake. This is Super Lake. I got about 2.5 hours to go out there and check it out. Not seeing a lot of points. I don't know. It's a brand new lake. We got some wind over here. I'm liking that. Made it out here on Super Lake. Super cool looking lake. The wind's picked up. Feels like I'm out in the middle of Kansas. It's just really flat here. Saw a bird sitting on this point. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to kind of bounce around and hit some of these points and see what I can do. The water's really clear. It's really deep. Main lake was about 35, 40 foot deep, just cruising down through here. I'll start off with a shaky head, maybe a little swim bait. Man, you don't know how proud I am of that fish. It has been extremely tough. This lake's just kind of, I don't know, it's got 70 feet of water in some spots, and there's no cover on the bank. So I was just fishing this little rocky drop right here. That fish picked it up. That is the first fish I've caught today. Man, I'm happy to see that. I would almost kiss it, but I'm not going to. Let him go. Hopefully I can catch a few more. I'm telling you guys, it's tough out here. Really, really tough. New lake. New kind of lake. Never fished any place like this. It's just a big strip pit, and I don't know, it's crazy. Glad to have it. Man, they're stacked up on the spot. I've had 3 other bites that I missed. It's crazy. Go all day and not do any good, and then you pull up on one little area and there's some fish on it. Pretty cool. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share it on Facebook. Until next time. Got about 30 minutes left, but this may be the last fish. You never know. Yes! Woo! Look at that fish. That's a fatty there. Man, that was awesome. So I'm sitting out here in 35 feet of water. And I'm throwing up in 17, dragging it out to about 22. There's just a rock ledge out here. That's a nice fish, man. That feels good. I'm just throwing a 5/16 ounce shaky head with a Magnum finesse worm in like a red bug color. And I dipped the tail in chartreuse just for some scent. And that's the second fish in 3 casts after a day of not catching anything. It's been extremely tough out here. That's a nice fish, man. That's a really nice fish. I'm very happy to have that. It's making the trip worth it now. Got about another hour to fish. Hopefully I can stick some more. Let's get back at it. That was awesome, awesome, awesome.
he just picked it up and started swimming.
Okay, I want you guys to see this. My boat is sitting out here in 45 feet of water. No, 44 to 45. And I'm throwing up in about 18 to 20. That's where I'm getting these bites. These fish are out deep. Crazy.
Well, this little ledge has been good to me. Another fish off of it. Pretty much I'm making the same cast. And I'll show you what this ledge looks like here in a minute. When I'm getting ready to leave, I'll idle by it. But I marked a waypoint where my boat needs to sit. And I'm just making that same cast. And there's just some scattered rock out there. I'm getting kind of hung up on it, and I pop it off, and that's when I'm getting these bites. That was cool. I was reeling that shaky head in, and this fish was following it. Came right up to the boat, and I just dropped the worm and held it there, and he grabbed it and just set the hook. Craziness. I just saw a really big fish chasing about an 8-inch gizzard shad out of the water, and fired my topwater out there, but I got a backlash. So there are some big fish in this lake. Two things. Always have a topwater ready to go in case fish come up schooling. You can fire it out there. Second thing, when you're reeling in your bait, always watch it to the boat, because I can't tell you how many times it happens, but a fish will be following it right up to the boat. And if that's happening and you see that fish, just stop reeling and let your bait fall. And a lot of times that fish will swim down there and grab that bait. Okay, went back through that area where I'd caught him on the shaky head and throwing this 3/4 ounce jig, and managed to pick up another one. I'm gonna have to make like a couple more casts and I gotta go. So, appreciate it. Thanks for coming along, man. Pyramid State Park. It's pretty neat. I mean, you need to really come up here multiple times to get a grasp. There's so many lakes, and I plan on coming back, so hopefully there'll be a part 2 to this video, show you some more bodies of water, but I'm definitely going to be coming back to this one. I'll show you this little ledge where I caught these fish at on my graph. See how it drops off right here. I was just sitting out here in 35 foot throwing up on top of this ledge right here. And there's a ledge that runs all the way along the side of this bank. Those fish are just scattered along that ledge. I wish I had more time, but I don't. I gotta go. All right, guys, I'm leaving Pyramid State Park, and thank God for Super Lake. Saved the day. I was struggling at Boulder Lake. Don't go to Boulder Lake. It looks good, but it just doesn't have that good population of fish. Now, Super Lake's got a lot of fish in it. Saw a lot of shad, a lot of carp busting, just a lot of activity. And managed to catch some fish, had a good time. There's a thermocline out there in about 18
feet, turn left at Panda Bear Road.
Sorry about that. Thermocline out there in about 18 to 20 foot. So I was trying to key on that 20 foot mark, and that's where those fish that I caught, they came from. They were all on a little ledge sitting up there in 18 to 22. Just a rocky ledge.
Turn left at Panda Bear Road.
This lady's taking me the wrong way. I don't need to go left.
So I need to focus on driving here. I gotta get back to the house. But thanks for coming along, appreciate it, and come check this place out sometime. I'm gonna try to get back here. There's so many lakes. I only got to fish 2 of them. I'm looking forward to trying out a few more. That is a big flag, man.